Hi, I'm Stavros. Good morning and welcome. And yes, today's a very good day, guys, because the guys from Michelin UK and Ireland got in contact with me and they said, did you do anything to celebrate 100,000 subscribers? And I says, no, I didn't do anything. So they said to me, how would you feel about a new set of tires for your truck? And of course I said yes. I thought it was a wind up, but no, everything is okay, guys. And they're here today to fit these tires. So I'm just waiting for the guys from Michelin Tyres to pull in, and we'll be taking off all of the old tires and putting on the brand new Michelins. And we'll be talking to Michelin Ireland as well about these new tires and how they're going to benefit me in the Scania S5. Oh, there they are now, guys. The Michelin fitters are here. So let's get to it and change the tires. Okay, so the guys from Michelin Tyres are getting all set up there. I'm going to hop into the S580 and just show you guys the mileage. So as you know, I'm running on Bridgestones at the moment, and we're just going to double check the mileage just so you all know exactly. So there you go, 88,500 kilometers. So let me just hop outside because we do have the depth measurements. So Michelin have this device here which gives a thread depth. Brilliant. It's all gone high tech, guys. No more piece of cardboard measuring the thread depth. So the measurement is
14.5 mil.
14.5 mil on the rears.
Yes.
And then we're going to check the fronts. 14.5 mil on the rear at 55,000 miles.
.3.
9.3 on the front, guys. So there you go, we have the figures, and once we run down the Michelins to the same mileage, we'll be taking more figures from Michelin and we can compare the differences. So yeah, let's get the Bridgestones off. Ready to go? Whoa! Man, it's very easy, isn't it? Very easy. Let's try this one. Okay, there we go. Man, that was so easy, so quick. Okay, guys, the Bridgestones are off. There you go, guys. All the air's coming out. Okay, just applying the grease, is it, or
Solution, yeah.
solution, just to take the tire off the rim. So these are the inside wheels, guys. So obviously they're more dirtier than the outside ones. So this is the thread difference. So we've got the Michelins on the right, the Bridgestones on the left. Now when the Bridgestones started off in life, they did have these little grooves, but then they wear out, and then I find them that they just spin out. They do get a bit slippy, but we'll see how the Michelins perform. Okay, so on the left we have the brand new Michelins, the multi HLZs, these are known as, and these are the old Bridgestones with 55,000 miles on, as I said. So there you go, guys. That's the comparison. We'll see what these look like with this kind of mileage. Okay, guys, we're going to do the final part on the Michelins. Just
Come on, put some back into it.
I'm trying not to scratch the alloys, guys.
You can do
The
it.
aluminium wheels. Whoa! That wasn't too bad. Good solution, guys. Good solution. Okay, it's time to get these front steer tires on the scale. So leave your guesses here quickly, guys. What do you think it weighs? What do you think the tire weighs with the rim and without? Quickly. Okay, your guess is gone. Okay, we'll get it on the scale and let's see what it weighs. almost 80 kilos, just about 80 kilos, guys. Okay, let's see what it weighs with the rim. What does it weigh? Okay, 80 on the tire. Whoa, 108.5. So 28.5 is what the rim weighs on its own, guys. There you have it. Okay, so it's time to change the front tires. And I was able to lift up the air ride front suspension just to make it easier for the jack to get in and lift it up. Okay, so we're just torquing the front nuts here to 650 Newton meters. There you have it. Very good. Okay, so now we have the Michelins fitted on the front and we're just measuring them just to keep a record of the thread depth. So what have we got there, Luke?
13.7.
13.7. And on the rear, let's get a reading.
23.2.
23.2 mil on the back. Very good. Okay, so the Midland guys are heading off. Thank you very much, guys. We have been doing business with Midland Tyres for nearly 30 years now, guys. He's even got the air horn on it. So there we have it. The Michelins are on. We're going to be talking to Trevor Burns from Michelin Ireland all about these tyres. So the 385 65 profile, 22.5, the Michelin multi HLZs on the front, and on the rear we have the Michelin multi HDDs. So these are the 315 80 profile, 22.5 rim, of course. So let's talk to Trevor and find out more about these tyres. Okay, so I'm now joined by Trevor Burns. Now Trevor Burns is from Michelin Ireland and he's just going to talk to us about the technology behind these tyres now that they're fitted to the S580. So Trevor, what can you fill us in on these tyres? Now, one thing I find very strange on them, they're running different pressures.
Absolutely, Stavros. Yeah. First of all, delighted to support you with your 100,000 viewers or subscribers with this set of tyres. So what we've actually fitted here today are some of our Michelin multi HLZ on the front, and then on the rear we've actually fitted multi HDD, which is our heavy duty drive tyre. You're right, the pressures are different, different than you've been running in the past for sure. So we're running 130 pounds of pressure in the steer tyres today. It's
130 psi. Now Trevor, on the Bridgestones we were running 120 at the front.
Yeah, so for a Michelin tyre, for a Michelin super single steer tyre like this tyre, we actually denote the 130 pounds of pressure. So that helps with the tyre performance, the feel, and also then in terms of damage resistance as well, and ultimately the overall performance of the tyre throughout its life.
Now, very strange, Trevor, on the back axle. Now, I was running 110 on the Bridgestones. People are going to find this surprising that these new Michelins at the rear are running at 90 psi.
They are, yeah. So again, Stavros, yeah, on this 31580, it's a 4x2 configuration. So the pressure that we're running and we're suggesting for your particular vehicle is 90 pounds of pressure across the axle. Yeah, and yeah, you're right. A lot of people would say that this is typically lower than they might normally run in that configuration. But again, this is, we pressure for the load that you're going to carry. And again, this is to make sure that you have good overall performance in terms of grip, life, damage resistance throughout the life. And I suppose, you know, one of the questions we get asked a lot is it too light? Is it too light? No, it's not. So a lot of science, I suppose, has gone into making sure that this type of pressure is applicable to what you're doing and is going to perform. And Trevor, you also made a point as well that Michelin uses 4 layers of steel. Yeah, so in lots of our tyres, some of our tyres even have 5, but in these particular ones, these are 4 casing plies. So so you have 4 layers, like you say, or bands of steel across the tyres. Yeah, for sure. And Trevor, what would be the
tire pressures of a 6x2, what way would they vary?
So again, you know, we would always say that we pressure for the load of the specific user.
Yes.
But I suppose the generic one would be, the drive tires would be something similar, you know, maybe around 85 pounds of pressure in this configuration, in a 6x2 configuration with a mid lift, yeah.
85?
85 pounds of pressure, yeah.
And what pressure would you put in the mid lift then?
So about somewhere around 110, 115 in, say, when we have a steer tire in a 315, 80 or 70, somewhere around there. But again, we generally specify that per customer after generally doing a weighing exercise on the vehicle where we can measure the loads that they're carrying, the axle weights, and then we can actually prescribe a fleet pressure, and that can be then deployed across a whole fleet. So it's, yeah, we put a good lot of thought into the actual pressure policy for a fleet.
And Trevor, people are going to be thinking, okay, like 90 psi, they're going to be thinking it's too soft when you've got a heavy load on, that the tires are going to end up chafing.
Yeah, so or when the two tires meet or when they kiss. Yeah, that is something. If you overload an axle, for instance, that is an absolute possibility. But these at 90 pounds of pressure, we prescribe for legal weights. So this in a 4x2 configuration, Ireland running at a maximum of 40 tons across here, that's not going to happen. We can be pretty sure. So if there's other conditions of use, we can prescribe a different tire pressure. But for your typical haulier running 40 tons Irish regional work, that'd be pretty typical of what we prescribe.
And Trevor, say for instance somebody does not want a super single on the front axle, what would you be recommending on this 4x2?
So yeah, well, your option would be to match the configuration front to back, so a 31580 on the steer axle, and that'd be running again around 125 pounds of pressure in a 31580 on the steer axle. So again, it's probably a little bit more than you would be used to, say, for instance. Yeah.
And Trevor, I don't think people realise watching just how long it takes Michelin to develop a tyre. Like, how long would it, from say a clean sheet of paper to final product? Yeah,
so there's look at different tyres can take different lengths of time. I suppose modern companies, we work now on trying to develop tyres in a shorter time span, but it can actually, from inception to delivering a tyre or finished product to the market, can be 6, even up to 8 years in time.
What?
Yeah.
You'd be able to design a car in half that time.
Yeah, but to be fair, Stavros, if you look at what a tyre is doing, the weight it's carrying, the loads it's transmitting, just the simple physics that are on a tyre, it's a very, very complicated structure. It's probably one of the most complicated items on the truck. There's over 200 individual products in a tyre, and you know it's not a straightforward process to make them. So.
Now, Trevor, there was one thing you just wanted to mention as well, the accidental damage guarantee on these tyres. Can you just fill in the viewer as to what way that operates?
Yeah, so there's these are all, the tyres that you've had fitted today are all part of our multi-range, and this means that they're all covered by our accidental tyre damage guarantee. And basically that means that if one of these tyres suffers accidental damage and is beyond further use, anywhere up to half-life, we actually protect you against the financial loss of that tyre. We actually pay back the difference in the tyre life at that stage.
Yeah.
So it's an absolutely brilliant offer from Michelin. Yeah.
That's fantastic, guys. You have to take note of that. So I am going to keep them all updated, Trevor, as to how these tyres are performing. Yeah. Now, people watching, Trevor, are going to want to know, how much are the tyres?
So drive tyres in today's market is somewhere around 465 euros plus VAT each, and a steer tyre is in around the 500 euros mark, thereabouts, yeah.
So roughly around €100 more than your competitors, around that.
Yeah, but they're worth it.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll be testing. But I am absolutely delighted, guys, that Michelin Ireland and the UK contacted me to get these fitted. Absolutely fantastic present for me for 100,000 subscribers. So I'm absolutely over the moon, and a huge thanks to Trevor Burns from Michelin Ireland and also his colleagues in the UK. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Guys, that wraps us up. Stay tuned on these tyres, and I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll be back again next weekend for another video. Thanks for watching. Cheers! Alright, let's keep going. Okay, on the Michelin go! Excellent.